Because of my own stupidity and laziness, my barbecue caught fire, and in turn, caught my barbecue shelter on fire. Now, thank goodness no one got hurt, and I know exactly why this happened, and I'll get to that later, but for now, I am left with this big hole. So, for my own sanity, my own mental health, I have to turn this into something positive, or it will drive me crazy. And my idea is to rebuild. Not only rebuild, but I am going to build something way cooler and a lot more complicated. Oh boy. My first thought is, maybe I could just cover the burn mark with a piece of metal, like a metal shield to protect the wood. And something that's pretty common that I can grab from my local hardware store is a metal roof panel. Maybe if I did the whole wall as metal, well, that's better. Maybe make the whole wall black. That's not bad. But I think we could do a little bit better. Okay, here we go. This is good. Oh, this is nice. This is kind of what I'm thinking. Huh, I kind of like this. And these boards look the same size as fence panels. And I could afford fence panels, I think. That'll work. I know what you're thinking. Wood again? Didn't this guy learn his lesson? Well, I did. I do have a way to make this fire retardant, which I will be implementing later in this video. First things first, I gotta clean up the area, get ready for construction. Now, basically, at this point, I'm building a frame. And this frame will attach to the barbecue shelter, and it will also provide structure for me to attach all these boards to. I'm using the old pocket hole jig, one of my favorite tools. It works great. I can't endorse it enough. Frame is done. Now it's really important that I find the correct angles of the boards, which sounds pretty easy, but it's not for me because I have something I have to admit. This is a speed square. It is a multi-purpose carpentry tool used for marking out and measuring angles. And this is me trying to use a speed square because I don't know how it works. The angles of these boards, I believe, have to be 35 and or 55. And this speed square, I think, will tell me that information if I can only figure it out. One thing that I did learn in this process was that the two angles that I'm trying to cut have to equal 90 degrees. So I have officially got a full panel here. And there's going to be 4 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the essence of trying to save a little bit of time, I might double and triple up these boards. So I'll only have to cut this amount of wood one more time and I'll get 3 other panels. Hopefully that makes sense. This would be a good time to let you know that in the opening where my barbecue caught fire, it wasn't actually on fire. Now, yes, it did happen in real life and I freaked out. But I thought it would be creative to open the video with what I basically saw, and so I recreated it using visual effects, which is a hobby of mine. Trust me, when this happened, I was freaking out. I did not even think about pulling out a phone and recording it. So back to the build, I'm basically just wrapping up, cutting all these panels, and making sure I got every piece ready for stain. Alright, it's staining time. My least favorite of all activities, except for the fact that this is where I applied my fire retardant. I got this online and apparently you could mix it in with your stain and your paint, which works for me because only having to do this once is plenty. I find this stuff boring. In fact, I'm just gonna zip through this footage. Let's get to the good stuff. If you're enjoying this video, please consider hitting the like button, maybe subscribe. Also, if you want to show some support for my channel, I do have a Patreon. There's some cool stuff there. Got some behind the scenes and additional content if you're interested.
Now, I mentioned before, I knew why my barbecue caught fire, and the simple reason is because it was too dirty. When you cook meat on a barbecue, it drips fat. The fat drops to the bottom of the barbecue, and once it coagulates, it actually turns solid, and over time the fat accumulates and accumulates, and once it gets hot enough, it'll burst into flames. And so that's why you have to clean your barbecue on a regular basis, says the guy whose barbecue just caught on fire because he doesn't clean it. So don't be like me, clean your barbecues. This one's done for. Anyways, let's see how this turned out. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Once I finish this, I didn't know what to think in the beginning. It just feels like it might be like a little too bold for me. Am I just being too overly critical? I'm not sure. It's definitely better than a burnt hole. Let me know in the comments. Just be nice. If you want to trash it, that's fine. Just do it in a nice way, I guess. Thank you for watching, everybody, and clean your grills. See you on the next one.